Alright guys, Bludgerboy here to play some real Tetris. This is the real NES version of Tetris. Lots of people were saying that I supposedly suck at Tetris when they watched the Little Big Planet version that VenomOX and I played without realizing that we actually had to play together without any lines of communication, which made it extremely hard. To play a Tetris when you're cooperating is ridiculously hard, even if you do have lines of communication open. But I don't just want to play Tetris, I want to talk about two things: Little Big Show and scheduling. Now, they are related in terms of what I want to talk about, so I will talk about them together, if at all possible. But we'll start with Little Big Show. Now, lots of people are asking, where is it? Why hasn't it been on for so long? What the hell is wrong with you? We want it back, and that's understandable because it was a well received program in terms of what it did for people in the community. It opened you up to new levels. People wanted to see new levels. They didn't want to be bombarded with the same popular crap over and over again, and the concept itself worked in terms of what LBS did as a program. The problem with it is that, number one, the beta got in the way, and I had plans to do Little Big Show for the beta, but it just never came to, and I was just doing individual level videos, and it just never it never came to pass. But now the full game is out, and people are still going, where is it? And that's perfectly understandable because, as I said, it was well received, and people want to know when it's coming back. Well, hopefully, if I can get off my fat... I'm actually not fat at all, but if I can get off my skinny ass and do some work on the program and get some time, it will come back as soon as possible. But that's what I'm here to talk about. The reason that it hasn't been aired or recorded or made, if you will, two reasons. Number one, I'm lazy. But that's not the only reason. The other reason is because I actually have not had the time to script the program. I had a 5th episode lined up months and months ago, back in October I think it was, of levels from the original game, and it never got released because of the beta, and a lot of my time was taken up with that. But that's evidently not I'm busy. That's, I'm doing something else and using time that could be better spent making that show. But now I have other commitments and actual reasonable excuses not to, or to explain why Little Big Show has been absent for so long. And these are commitments that I cannot control, that I cannot change without destroying my life, if you will. And as much as I hate the system under which these requirements come from, that controls me, at this point, I have no choice. So that's why it hasn't been on lately. If I had the brains to figure that out, I would have done this. Would have recorded episodes last year. But now I actually do have commitments that do take up quite a large amount of my time, and I just don't have the time to do this anymore, mainly with regards to scripting. That's where the problem lies, in the scripting, because it just takes forever and ever to script that program properly. Which is why, if it does come back, and I'm hoping it will not be the same show that you saw before. The intent will be the same, the goal will be the same, but the presentation will not. All the commentary is going to have to be improvised. And that's fine, because I like improvised commentary. I don't like scripting commentary. Scripting something to be read out once, I think, is a bit ridiculous and arbitrary. It's not necessary. And it cuts down on production time if that element is removed, which means that I can simply go into levels that I've never played before and talk about them as I play them. It cuts down on time heaps, and it makes production viable, very viable. Because I do have enough time to record me playing the levels and talking at the same time. That cuts production time down by like 30% or so, like a third of the time is spent writing it. Which, as ridiculous as it sounds, is true. Because I don't like to fuck around when writing. I like to write properly. And if I'm going to write something, I want it to be written properly and not poorly. And I don't see the point in writing it if it's only going to be said once. So, with that in mind, if I do continue it, it will be improvised commentary, and I'm going to fuck this up. Yep. What do we got here? Level 6, 18,000 points, whatever. So yeah, it will be improvised commentary, and that means the format sort of has to change a bit with regards to the previews and reviews and whatnot. It's just going to be 3 levels. It's not going to be 3 or 2 previews and 1 review or anything like that. Just 3 levels, I think, will suffice. And it can just be a combination of preview review. I can just say some things I like about it, say some things that critique it in terms of how good it is as a level and how it achieves its goal, whatever that may be. Fairly simple. It's overcomplicating things. If we have different sections like that, it's just not necessary. So, just 3 levels based around, as I wanted in originally, a theme. All the episodes will be based around a theme, and this will usually be a genre of gaming. Like I think the next one I'm going to do, the first one I'm going to do is retro gaming, and I've already got 3 levels picked out to record. See, I'm getting organized, and that's how it's going to work. I'm just going to present a theme at the end of each episode for what the theme for next week's, I suppose, episode's going to be about. Then you suggest levels that pertain to that theme. Fairly simple. Nothing complicated about that. The suggestion method also has to change, because I can't, with improv commentary, I can't play the level beforehand. Otherwise, that whole off-the-wall delivery is gone. You can't have any preconception as to what the level's going to be about, really, or the commentary is going to be bad, and that's just from experience. So I can't play the levels, and this also helps because I don't have the time to play all the levels. So what I'm going to do is, all you have to do now is post an LBP.me link, an LBP.me link in the suggestion box thing on my channel, or you can PM the link to me if you don't want it to be seen by other people, which is fine. And then all I do is calculate the ratios. I don't look at the size or the magnitude of the likes and dislikes of the level, just the ratio. And the 3 with the biggest ratio of happy faces to sad faces are the ones that are going to get featured, because they're the ones that are evidently the best levels. And that's just a really quick way of getting the good levels, separating them from the bad levels, because believe you me, there are a shitload of bad suggestions from people who have no idea what they're doing, and the entire point of the show is to show you good content, not bad content. Not to put people down or put people off suggesting it, but seriously, you have to look at what other people are doing, what people are doing in MM picks and the cool levels. Take whatever you can from them as to how you do things. You got to make your level look professional, or I'm going to think it looks like crap. But yeah, you just submit the lbp.me link, and I'll look at the ratios and decide from there the top 3 levels. And that way we won't have to worry about getting crap levels, because if a level's got heaps of likes and no dislikes, or very few dislikes, it's probably a good level. So really, that's all I had to do. I think I just burped twice there. Pardon me. Irrespective of that though, scheduling is another matter, and I was recently watching a video by, what's his face? The Asian dude. Freddie Wong! The Asian dude. What's that Asian dude that makes all the cool movies? Yeah, Freddie Wong. He recently reached 1 million subscribers. Good for him. He deserves it. I think he's a good content creator. He's one of the few partners I can respect. I don't respect very many partners at all. because of the way they whore themselves. Some of them do anyway. Don't want to tar a whole bunch of people by the same brush, but Freddie Wong is one of the few good, decent partners that I've seen. And anyway, his channel recently reached 1 million subscribers, and he did that thing where, you know, where they tell you how to get subscribers and how to improve your channel. And his tips were actually genuine. They actually made sense. I don't go around watching these videos for hours on end. Totally don't. But his tips were fairly simple, and one of his tips was simply make consistent material to reward a consistent audience. And I've always been against scheduling. I hate scheduling because it fucks up the creative process for me. But I think it's in your best interest as viewers to have a schedule. It's just like television, really. You know when your favorite show's on. That's when you schedule yourself to watch it. You know that time's there. That's your time to watch that thing, whatever it may be. And that's how this should work. So I think once a week is a decent enough amount of videos to make, or a frequent enough schedule for Little Big Show to air. It gives you time to find levels or suggest levels or even finish levels if you're making them to suggest, which is absolutely fine. As I said, go ahead and suggest your own if you're confident that they're good. But once a week I think suffices. Any more than that I don't have the time to do, and any less than that I think is too infrequent and too sporadic. Like, you know, like once every 1.5 weeks is just weird. So I think once a week is a good time. Probably release on the weekend, because that's when I've got the time to edit and do all the finishing touches and all the fancy smanchy, if you can call my editing fancy smanchy, which it really isn't. To do all the editing and the post-production. Doesn't take long, but it does take time to do it properly. And I think that's a fairly good way to go about it. So, just to sum all that up, Little Big Show will hopefully be coming back. And I do have time lined up at the moment to get some recordings going, get some action happening. It will be based around a theme, usually a genre, of game, you know, your platformer, retro game, shooter, horror, whatever. Once a week, it will air, and you can leave suggestions just as you did before on my channel page in the Google Moderator section, or you can PM your level to me, the lbp.me link, if you don't want other people seeing it, which is absolutely fine with me. And this is getting really fast and I'm having trouble concentrating, so I'll have to wrap this up before I fail miserably. I believe that's all I wanted to say. Guess I'll just leave you with my friggin' Tetris skills being pushed to the limit. This is and that's another thing I'll be doing as well, just before I forget it. The commentary, if it's improvised, will be recorded while I'm playing the level. So, and it won't be this hectic because, you know, what friggin' game in LBP is this hectic? I'm gonna fuck this up real soon. We're dead. There we go, level 11. 75,000 points. We're gonna get a big rocket. Yeah, big rocket, big phallic symbol. Launching off. So for those of you who think I'm crap at Tetris, take what you will from that score. Little Big Show will be coming back soon. I don't want to make promises. I've made promises before and I haven't kept them. Which is bad, because I like keeping promises. And I like delivering to you people. Which is the entire point. But hopefully I can get myself on track. We can make a schedule. We can get this happening. Once a week. Little Big Show themed episodes. On the fly commentary. Put your levels in the Google Moderator section for me to check out. For now, they can be anything. Don't worry about a theme yet. Don't worry about retro levels. I've got those picked out. Don't submit those. But anything else, go ahead, submit it, and I guess I'll just have to see what's submitted the most, and make a decision from there. But when the next episode of Little Big Show does come out probably at the end of this week, maybe even earlier. I will tell you what the theme is, and you can submit as per that. I think I'm sick of talking. I think you're sick of hearing me talk. And hopefully, if I can still breathe, I'll catch you next time.